Hi everyone. How are you doing? Hope you guys are doing fantastic. Fantastic. I haven't been on here in a few days. So I hope you all are well. I haven't been able to even check into comments. I've been off working on a project and I just got back. Well, I mean, I was here, but just my brain has been working on this project. And so I hadn't even been able to check in the comments. So hope you all are doing great as I pull this music down a bit. Hope you all are doing fantastic. I have been so busy this morning. I haven't even had a chance to look out to see if it's sunshine or rainy. Well, I know it's not rainy, but it's just like I've been a little bit my head has been buried in work the last couple of days. So but hello. Let's see. All my friends are in the chat. I said hello to Lydia and Church Nelly earlier. Thank you so much, our incredible moderators. I appreciate you. And I see Rosa and Black Pearl and Betty and Brenda, Annie. Who else is here? Kieran. Dory is hanging out with us. Verta. I said Brenda already. Elaine. Hi, Elaine. Annie. Gwendolyn. Who else is here? Sistren. Let's see. Dory. Let's see who else is here. That might be all our friends at the moment. See, Mac, I see you. I see you. Bonnie is here as well. Welcome, guys. How are you all? Anastasia, Lynn just joined us. Welcome. As I said, I was sort of out of the city photographing a music video, and it was just really wonderful to just get out of Manhattan for a minute. I was on this amazing farm. It was just like, oh my goodness, literally, it was so out of the way. I didn't even have cell service. So I had to hook into their Wi-Fi over there. Like my cell was out. And so, but it was really wonderful to just be able to go out and shoot it and just be in wide open space shooting this video. And it was just really, really fun and exciting. And then I came home and crashed. Because it's like, all that creative energy come out of you and you just crash. But anyway, guys, welcome back to Sussex World. As you know, we are Facts and Two Cents again, and we are a channel that supports the Duke and Duchess of Sussex only. Harry, Meghan, Archie, Baby Lily, Mama Doria, Pula Guy, the chickens, and the Invictus community, and all of us here in our community, we embrace and love. So, but yeah, how are you guys? Let me see what you all are saying in the chat before I even get going. I know we're all saying just greetings. Everybody is just greeting each other, which is what I love about this channel. It's like every time I come on, it's just everyone is just sending such love and positivity and everything. So yeah, it's just, and a lot of things has been going on into the world as well. Yes, Karen, Meghan Markle visits. Oh, a victim shooting. Oh wow, I haven't been online. I didn't realize she visited. Okay, that is interesting to know. I didn't know that. She visited the memorial for victims of Texas shooting. Is that a memorial in California? I guess I'm not sure. So I haven't been on Twitter in a bit, so I didn't see that. So thank you for that update. Okay, that's interesting. That's good to know, and that's awesome. I know as a parent, they have little Archie at school. It's goodness, what that does to any parent, knowing that their child is in school and this sort of a thing happens at school. So please pray. Keep praying that something, at least something. I don't care what the government has to do. If it has to ban all weapons, I'm all for that, so that this stuff does not keep happening. So, let's see who else is chatting other than saying hello to everyone. But anyways, going on to I feel like the in Sussex world or in royal world, things have been a little sort of like all over the place, and so you get little bits and pieces of here. But I just, there's just some things that I thought it was really cool and really interesting that I saw, and I was like, oh wow, one of our squaddies posted, actually, let's just pull down Karen. Let's get back to Karen. Okay, we can out this one. There we go. And one of our squaddies posted this today. Oh, was it today or yesterday? I think it was yesterday I saw it. And I just thought it was really cool. And it was just one of the most, I was like, oh, okay, this is random. But I just thought it was one of the coolest things ever. And this is Poppy Lavender Floral, and it says, and so I went under her Instagram page, and I don't know if you guys saw this. You may have, you may not. If you're on Twitter, you may have. But it's from Poppy Lavender Florals, and then so I went into her Twitter account, and I saw this, and I just sort of like an introduction into who she was and who she is, and you can see her on the bottom left, and that's her mom on the right. And it turns out she is from Australia. She refers to herself as Australia. I think she was born in Australia, but she's Australian Greek. And obviously they are actually women of color, and her mom. So but it says PLF, or Poppy Lavender Florals friends. I am so thankful connecting today on this Small Business Saturday about PLF and how it all started over 7 years ago now, initially as a side while I was still working in TV production, and how it has grown. I remember at the beginning, I was selling succulent at a market in floral design for small events. In 2017, I had an idea for a mobile floral business, refurbish a horse trailer into a floral mobile, which I think is so creative. And I began meeting locals and creating bouquets from the trailer. And I started getting bigger jobs and more wedding clients, and decided to commit to my creative passion full time. And as a new mom with a new business, there too was apprehension, but excitement. And, she said, swipe to see her little baby and all of that. But she said, goes on, it says, the next step was intimidating too, but necessary for growth, moving from designing in my garage to a studio above the DTLA flower market. Time has flown. I've expanded my space there twice, and in 2022, it'll be 4 years since I moved in. Thank Soko Flower Market. And so this is kind of her business, apart from, I guess, doing her designs and stuff in their space and in downtown LA. This is kind of where she does her business. It's like a mobile floral design business that she would put at different places, like maybe farmers markets, or you can rent out this where you could come to a party and she teaches your party how to design flowers, and you can go into her mobile thing and pick your flowers and learn how to create your own bouquets, etc., etc. And I just thought it was the coolest thing. And then the reason why I got on the squaddy posted it was because it turns out she is the person that Harry and Meghan hired to design the flowers for their the Polo event on Sunday, and these are all her flowers. And I just thought it was the cutest and coolest thing, that she is who Harry and Meghan used. And so these are all her, well, not all, but some of her pictures from the Polo event, and some of, some of the flowers, and like you can see the coasters, and she even posted a picture of Harry and Meghan kissing. Which was like, everybody has that. But I just thought it was so cool and so inspiring. You have an idea, you start in designing your flowers in your garage, and then in a trailer, and then you have your little warehouse in downtown LA, and then all of a sudden you're designing flowers for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, and in this big Santa Barbara thing. And she's done a lot of weddings and stuff like that, and I just thought it was so cool. I don't know. I just, I don't know. And again, I don't know if you guys, saw it before, but I just think it's so great how Harry and Meghan, especially the one, they highlight small businesses, women of color, black and women of color. They highlight these businesses, and these businesses that you wouldn't, like, I would have never thought that there existed a flower shop, really, in a little van. And it's amazing how, and I'm sure this is like Megan found this thing, because she's able to find these things that you just never knew existed. Like, I didn't know about the food trucks in, when she did the food trucks in Atlanta. And so I just think it's like so cool. My Maggie says, love the flower story. Amazing how Megan, yeah, and Megan, how Megan find these businesses. It sure gives them a better jump start. And yeah, it just, I love that so much, how she just highlights these businesses that you just, like, for me, I had no idea this existed. And so I just thought it was just the coolest thing in the world. And and I don't know if Poppy, her name is literally Poppy, if Poppy, had ever, worked at this level before, and, with this clientele before. I don't know. But I just thought it was really, really cool. And again, highlighting small businesses, going, do these out of the way, not because I'm sure there are tons of higher end floral design stores in Santa Barbara, Montecito, or even LA. And this Poppy she is located in LA. And I just, and again, highlighting businesses for women of color and Black women, I just think is fantastic. So yeah, it'll be kind of interesting to interview her and to see what that experience is like. Maybe I will try. You never know. But yeah, it just, let's see. Let's see. Maggie again says, not a troll story. I just read a Los Angeles news clip, and a picture is Meghan. Okay, I guess we're talking about Meghan at the memorial. So I guess it's yeah, it's again very, very sad what is going on, especially in Texas, and we just had it here in New York, in Buffalo, New York. And somebody needs to do something. They need to do something with these guns. I don't even understand why in 2022 we're still having this issue, but something's got to be done. Yeah. Emerald says, Meghan seems out small business, and by using them, she gives them so much exposure. Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing, because again, here I am in New York. I would have never known about Poppy business, but for me, I love stuff like that. So next time I'm in LA, I might just check out Poppy. You know what I mean? I would have never even thought of something like this. So it just, I just love how she works, how she, goes beyond the the norm, what you would think she would do. And she's always surprising us, and I love that. I love the surprises that she gives. So yeah, I just think it's kind of cool. What else is happening? So, and as we know, the charity event on Sunday, it was basically for three organizations, three non-for-profits in Santa Barbara. And it's so funny because I was thinking about that. It's like, that you think about Santa Barbara, and it's this rich community, especially say Montecito, and it's so funny because I never really thought about there being a food bank in Santa Barbara. Maybe I'm the only one, because when I think of Santa Barbara, I think of it as this rich community. I never thought of it as a community that will have a food bank, and especially, they, cater a lot for the elderly. For me, everybody in Santa Barbara is rich. And so this really exposes my lack of or expose actually my lack of knowledge about, there are communities in every community. There's rich and poor in every community. And so one of the organizations that they supported from the charity was the Food Bank of Santa Barbara. And so the Food Bank responded, Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, and Los Padres Polo team hosted an event in support of the food bank and other local non-for-profits. We are grateful for the recognition and generosity of the Los Padres Polo team that allows us to continue our mission. And you remember that they had that huge tree fall on their building that took out their administrative space, and the food area was okay, but they still need a lot of repairs. And they also posted on Instagram, a great day of polo was enjoyed over the weekend as Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, and the Los Padres Polo team hosted a charity event at the Santa Barbara Polo Club. In support of Food Bank and other local organizations, we are honored to be selected along with Comfort Kids and Heal the Oceans Santa Barbara to receive this critical support as we strive to transform hunger into health in our county. We are grateful for the support of the Los Padres Polo team, their family and friends. Their recognition and generosity is what allows us to continue making a positive impact in our beautiful Santa Barbara community. And Delphina, who is Nacho's wife, actually took a photo, which I don't have the photo, but a photo. We've seen the photo with all I think it was the one with all the guys holding up the trophies and Meghan in the middle. So yeah, so it's just great. I know Heal the Oceans also posted something, and I think it was on their feed, and it went away. And so someone on Twitter posted it on Twitter, but when I went back, I think it was in their Instagram stories, and that's 24 hours and then it goes away, and I couldn't find it, so I didn't pull it in, because I'm like, I always like to see things and not just take it because somebody else posted it. I always want to see it for myself, and so I didn't see it because I think it was probably in their stories, and then it went away. So but they posted that they were grateful, and they were like, well, the world know about us. Well, they know really about Meghan and Harry's kiss, but because of that, the world knew about us. So they were excited about the kiss, and that they got, over 2 million people have now learned about them. So yeah, I am really, yeah. So it was really great that they, have been responded. Comfort Kids may have responded, and I just didn't see it. If I see their response, I'll pull it in the next time. I just didn't see it. Again, I hadn't been on Twitter in a few minutes, so maybe it's there and I just didn't see it. So yeah. Hello, Sharon. How are you? Sharon is saying hello to everybody. Hello. So I just think it's great. And again, I remember there was this article that from actually this guy who is this British tabloid reporter who now lives in Santa Barbara. I don't know if he moved there after Harry and Meghan did, and he just moved there so he can try to get, stories about them. I think he's writing for the Santa Barbara paper, but some of his stuff he puts in the British tabloids, and he was the one saying that, oh, Harry and Meghan have no relationships in Santa Barbara. They basically have no friends. And so just, seeing them out in polo and the people they're talking to, whether some are new friends and old friends, whatever. And it just really flies in the face of all that narrative that they don't have any friends, especially Meghan is, keeping Harry away from everyone and holding Harry hostage somewhere. It just, yeah. But anyways, I'm just glad that they were able to do that and invite their friends. And we saw a lot of their friends, and Meghan's old friends and Harry's friends were a part of that. So I just think it's fantastic. Yeah. Hey, Terry, how are you? I see you there. And talking about friends, some of these I missed when I did, when we were talking about this, the other, the last episode. I love the fact that, Harry and Meghan's friends were there, and actually some of their staff. The picture on the left, that's Safia Noble, who, we know won that award at the NAACP award, that the first Archwell award, actually. And she is the author of Algorithms for Oppression, or Algorithms of Oppression. That's her in the middle with the hat. And also Meghan's friend, Genevieve Roth, on her left, and then that's Mandana Dayani in the pink, who actually works for Meghan. I think she is doing the podcasts, and she is one amazing lady, Mandana. And the last podcast, I was saying that one of Meghan's staff, and I couldn't remember which one, was also in polka dots, and there she is, one of the latest hires, Farah with the hat. There she is with the polka dots. So between Meghan and her BFF and Farah, they were all in polka dots, and there was another lady as well who was also in polka dots. So I think there might have been a whole polka dot theme with Meghan and her friends and her team, which I just thought it was kind of cool, because everyone is like, oh, she's channeling, which I thought part of it reminded me of Julia Roberts in Pretty Women. And again, who better to be a pretty woman than the very pretty woman herself, Meghan Markle. So I just thought it was fantastic. And I love the picture on the left because, again, as with my lack of knowledge with Santa Barbara, with always thinking that it's rich, one of the things I don't know, and again, I didn't know, I was like, in my mind, it's majority white. And for me, I'm always about making sure our people are represented. And so after the polo match and stuff, I started seeing pictures with people, Black and Asians, and I was like, it made my heart feel good, because I'm like, I wanted to see our people represent. I want to see my people there as well, enjoying the polo and all of that stuff. And I don't know who in the picture on the left. I don't know who the Black gentleman is and the Black lady is. I don't know if they're part of Meghan's team or if they are just friends of Mandana. I don't know, but I was just happy to see that picture, because I wanted to see a little bit of a mixture, and I was like, oh, that's fantastic. So, and on the right is, I think we talked about it the last episode about the young lady, Miss Nguyen, who how we found out about the charity was because she posted it on Instagram, and there she is with Mandana as well. And she is she was a 2019 Nobel Peace Prize nominee, and she is an activist, and she also started this company that teaches people how to write laws and how to get those laws passed. And so she is, and that her there she is with Mandana Dayani. So I would think she is all of these people are in Meghan's little world there. And I love the creativity, yes, but I also love the diversity. For me, the more diverse, the better. I just want to see my people. Oh, Helene. Oh, somebody agrees. Helene says, I was looking for that too, Pedal. Yes. I was like, for me, I am, probably because my family, I grew up in a very mixed culture. And so I was never raised with just, my people. I was never raised with just Black people. I was never raised with one. My family is very mixed. And so, and apart from all mix, all shades of Black, so we had all the mixture of it. And so I have white cousins, Indian cousins, Black cousins, Hispanic cousins. I mean, so we are very mixed. So I always look for that, now, especially in these, what you think of in terms of, the majority white. Having our people represented there is very important to me. So that's why these two pictures resonated with me. So I was happy to see that. And I saw other Black people there as well that are not in this picture. So I'm very happy to see that. And Asian. And so, yes. And again, my family's, my mom is from the side of family, obviously African. My grandmother African. My grandfather is Venezuela. He's actually half Hispanic, half Chinese. So when I say my family is very mixed, yes, we are. And varying shades of us too. So but so I don't know, not to belabor the point, but yeah, this made me happy. um Carolyn says the people in Shutter Islands are saying that one of Meghan's employee left them. Yeah, I know they're saying Toya Holness is left. I don't know if she's left. I know they hired a global communications person that's going to be overseeing all their communications for every, like, the production, the charity part of it, the all the areas of Archwell. They hired someone who's going to be overseeing that. I don't know if Toya is still there. They hadn't made an announcement, and they hadn't, or put out anything about it. And so, other than the British press knowing that they hired a new person, assumed that Toya left. If she left, I don't know. If she's there, I don't know, because the Sussexes have not said anything about it. I mean, and again, it's like, it's I look at it, especially this time, especially we've all just coming out of a pandemic. So many people are changing careers, doing things that they want to do, starting their own companies. I totally understand that. I was one of those people. So even if she left and maybe she came from either political or educational background, who knows? She might have wanted to go back to that background, whatever. Who knows? I don't know what the truth is of that. But yeah, I did hear that they said that she left. I don't know what the truth is until the Sussexes say something, or if she says something. I don't know. So I will wait to hear. I will wait on that one. And Lisa, hi Lisa. Lisa says, Pedal, Santa Barbara is an opulent area. However, food banks are oftentimes in affluent areas because they receive very generous donations to distribute to those who are in need. That is a great point, Lisa. I hadn't thought of that. I had not thought of that at all. And actually, this is actually a great idea. Because where else to put a food bank to make sure that they get the funding that they need, but in an affluent community? They are totally filthy rich. I mean, if you guys have, and I think I put the link in the show notes already. If you guys go, because Los Padres they now have merchandise, and you should see the prices of those things. That's way above my budget for like a t-shirt. That's like a t-shirt for like $175 only in like Santa Barbara and Montecito. I mean, maybe other places, maybe you people are rich that and they can pay like $175. But all the money is going towards the charities. So so a lot of times with that, you're literally paying per se, but it's really a donation to the charities, and you get a t-shirt to say, yes, you know what I mean? And so you're right, this is such a great point, but on the charity side, it does say that they do cater for especially seniors. And so seniors could, some seniors could live there. I'm sure there also may be areas in Santa Barbara that are not wealthy and that are not as affluent, and there are people that needs money, or there are people who they may have a big house, but they are cash poor and they still need food and all of that stuff. So who knows? So, but no, I love this point. I absolutely love this point. I had not thought of that. Let's see. Who else is chatting? Baron is home. Hey, Baron. Baron is home. Welcome home, Baron. Even though I'm not where you are, but welcome back. I'm happy you're not on the road anymore. So yeah. Baron is home. So, and Baron's podcast, I actually had to check today because I'm like, I didn't see any kind of notification. I was like, Baron, what is your podcast? He's like, so his live is at 6:00 today. So yes, we'll be tuning in. And Lydia says, no 175 t-shirt for me. Tea for me. I know you have to be of a certain, I guess, level of financial security, I would say, for that you to be able to afford. And again, even if you weren't and you just wanted to donate, 100% is going to the charity. So it's basically 100%, $175 donation. So yeah, yeah. But Hi. Let's see who else is on here. Yes, Elaine says, "Glad we're home safe." Yeah, we're all happy. Glad Baron is home. But let's see. Moving on. What else is going on? So this is kind of, I mean, you guys may have talked about this. I know I haven't been on here for the last couple of days, and I hadn't been in the chat in our comments, which I will get to today and respond to all the comments I haven't been able to in the last couple of days. But this has been a very interesting thing, and I don't know if you guys talked about this, but with the beautiful, charity event on Sunday, we know we've all seen the picture of Harry and Meghan kissing, which was really, again, if you see the video, if you've seen it, it's literally just a peck. It's like a 1 second thing, and then Meghan had some lipstick on his lips, and in one less than a second, she sort of just wiped it off, and that was it. And it was just like, okay. But it's kind of weird because this narrative thing has been going on for a couple of days where people were so angry about that. It's obviously, especially those on Shutter Island, like Shutter Island royalists. And I'm like, that is just the weirdest thing that I have seen in a long time. Like, people were going crazy and so angry, especially at the fact that Meghan wiped the lipstick off of Harry's lips. And I don't know, but isn't that a normal thing? Like, if you put makeup on, especially if it's your man and you're on stage, you don't want to be their picture taken. You don't want to have lipstick all over him, or maybe some people do. They don't mind their lipstick on their man's face. But what is this anger that's been going on about the fact that Meghan wiped the lipstick off of Harry's face? It may not be for everybody. Maybe some people feel like, oh, that's a little cringy. Some were saying like, oh, well, maybe she should have told him and let him wipe it off. And I'm thinking, well, Harry doesn't exactly walk around with a mirror to know where it is. Isn't it just easier for her to just wipe it off? Like, I don't understand why that is a big deal. And so maybe y'all can explain to me why grown people have a problem with a woman wiping lipstick off of her man's face. I'm thinking, even if Meghan decided to lick the makeup off of his face, it's her man. It's her man's face. I mean, is it just that you're jealous that Meghan gets to kiss Harry on stage and gets to touch his face and get to wipe his face and all of that stuff? Is it just like jealousy? Like, or is wiping lipstick off of your husband's face not a thing? I mean, y'all, I'm not married, so maybe y'all can tell me, who have a husband, could tell me if that's a normal thing for people to be upset about. It's like Liz Sylvia says, I wipe lipstick off my husband's face, which I would think would be rather normal. I would think that would be kind of normal. I'm like, am I just, because I don't have a husband, don't know that that's maybe not a thing to do? Church Nelly says they're going crazy over Meghan removing Harry. Yes, Church Nelly, they are going crazy. And for the life of me, I've been baffled. I'm like, of all the things to go crazy over. Terry says they're jealous because they don't have anyone to show them love, which I think a lot of this is true. I believe a lot of these, especially British women, who just literally go over the edge with this stuff, they have so little love in their life, especially a romantic love, and I'm sure a lot of them have been fantasizing doing this to Harry, and all of a sudden, right in front of their face, in front of the world, in front of cameras, and this is all over the world now, that their vision and their dream for what they wanted to do to Harry, Meghan get to do it. Which I'm thinking that's the thing, because who else would go crazy over this? V says because they are crazy. And you know what? Yes, V. That is madness. That is absolutely madness. And Brenda says, yes, at Karen, jealous Karens, yes. Because it's like, oh my goodness. Connie says, Annie, sorry, Annie. Annie says, my husband never liked lipstick on his lip either. I used to wipe it off all the time. So, I mean, maybe we need to do like an article like, Dear British Women, it is okay for a wife to wipe something off of her man's face. Again, even if Meghan decided to lick it off of his face, it's okay. It's her husband's face. She can lick it. It belongs to her. And you know what's funny about this whole thing, and not haha in a haha way, but it's very interesting to me that they get so because a lot of some of the comments I heard about that is that Meghan is being bossy, that she's being possessive, that she's being controlling, all of these things because Meghan is wiping lipstick and, holding his face and wiping lipstick off his face. And all of these negative connotations because Meghan did that. What I find very interesting in all of this is that if you look at the two pictures at the top, the left one is actually from Entertainment Tonight. I had a video of this, and you can literally hear Harry, what he says. And this is right when Meghan gave one of the kids, which that might be one of the kids, they gave them these like gift boxes. And Meghan gave him, and it's their culture where they kiss you on both cheeks. So when he did that, if you notice Harry's leaning forward, Harry literally says, hey, you know how Harry can get possessive with that. I mean, we've seen him where, if you remember that video where he, in the UK where they were in that church, and Meghan was off talking to like three priest-looking guys, and Harry and the other brother were talking to, I guess, the bishop or whomever. It looks like the head guy, the head priest person. And they were supposed to be talking to him, and Harry could not, for the life of him, could not focus on that guy. And the whole time, the video is picking up Harry basically staring at these guys talking to Meghan, and he's trying to listen, but you know how Harry everything is just worn all over him. His thinking, his feelings, everything is all worn. And Harry literally could try as he may, he could not focus on this big priest person that is talking to him. And eventually it just couldn't help himself. He went over and said something to them, which I'm sure it would be like something like, she's mine. And they all started laughing and all of that stuff. But it's one of those things, and we always laugh and we always make a joke about it because Harry is like that. And then you look at the second picture, and it's kind of like that subscribe thing that's scrolling across the bottom of my screen. It's like what he's thinking is like scrolling across his face. He's literally flirting with his wife on stage. And again, what I find interesting with all of this is nobody has ever put a negative connotation to this. Nobody has ever, how many times have we seen Harry be possessive of Meghan? How many times does he, when, in this situation, be like, that's my wife, or, he would say something like that? Nobody has ever attached possessiveness, controlling, any of those things to Harry. But whenever Meghan has any kind of display of affection, whether she holds his arm or she initiates holding his hand, or in this case, Harry is the one that leaned in and kissed her, and her hands are on his face, or she's wiping lipstick, there's always a negative connotation. There's always she's being controlling, possessive, bossy, and all of those things, that she's belittling Harry, and it's, someone even said like Harry looks like, she looks like his mother. And it's really interesting how we do that to women, especially Black women. And yet Harry has been the one that, hey, that's my woman, and all of those things. And even here again, he's like, hey, because the kid gave Meghan one of those, which is usually those air kisses, kiss on both sides of the cheek thing. It's Harry's the only white guy on that stage. Everybody else there's Latinos. So, but it's just really interesting for me that is the narrative that came out of this. But it's just like, my goodness, let's see. Lynn says Osborne is telling Meghan to apologize to her after and to go back than to go and look for him. I told her it's not her business. I'm oh sorry, Lynn. I think you're probably talking to someone else and I don't know the conversation. I'm sorry. So whatever it is, hopefully that person got that message from Lynn. Hi, Bright Eyes BBJ. How are you today? Our 2 cents crew member. How are you? Bright Eyes says, it's not the wiping the lipstick off, it's jealousy about everything does. Let it go. They're just nuts. Yes, they are. They are definitely nuts. But let's see who else is chatting about this, and we'll move on in a second. Robert, hi Robert. Robert says Meghan embodies beauty, brains, elegance, and know-how. She remains a threat to insecure people. The fact that she's biracial is enough to put them over the edge, and that is so true. A lot of what you see, the anger and the that comes and that's thrown at Meghan, a lot of it comes from low self-esteem, insecurity. They're not having jealousy. They're not having what Meghan has, and they want it, and they don't know either. They don't know how to get it. They have not been going, pursuing their dreams, and may not have accomplished what they want to. And they look at Meghan, and especially being Harry's wife, and a lot of them, that's their dream, and so they vent at her, and it's just, and that's why this stuck out to me, that it's like, oh my gosh, I mean, I've never seen this before. I mean, if you look at American media are most like, oh, Harry and Meghan, they I mean, a lot of the press is like, it's a rare kiss. Harry and Meghan, put on some rare PDA, and you're like, where have you been? I mean, ever since that I've known Meghan going to any Polo things, they've had a kiss. So again, American media, with American media, this is about as deep as we've gotten here. Like, oh, they kiss, how cute. Oh, it's actually a new thing. It's a new teaching, Harry and Meghan kiss. That's literally about as deep as people here have gotten. And just, royalists have been the ones going crazy about, Meghan and wiping, lipstick off. But moving on from that madness. Oh, let's see, Bertha. What did you say? Why is this anybody's business? Exactly, Peter. Why that upset them so much? They need to get a life. I'm glad Meghan is not letting the haters win. I feel the same. She's like, I'm gonna kiss my man, and you just gonna have to deal with it. So there, I love that. And so another one of the madness, ridiculous things that's been going on, and you guys must have, I'm sure you guys have talked about it and seen it, but it's just, I haven't been able to talk about it. So I'm just like, well, just in case other people haven't talked about it or seen it, we'll just go through it really quickly. I mean, we've all seen where, the last, I guess, week and a half with the nonsense about, Harry and Meghan coming back to the UK, and they're going to be coming with Netflix cameras, and how the palace staff are gonna, according to Geo News, they're gonna be blocking Harry and Meghan's Netflix cameras, and the Telegraph, they're like, the docu-series, apparently, according to the tabloids, Meghan and Harry are doing this docu-series, and it has been, they've been doing this docu-series, and has been months in the making, apparently, with cameras following the couple all over the world, including inside Buckingham Palace. And I'm assuming that all over the world part mean in the future they'll be traveling all over the world, because since the all over the world has, in the last few months, the last 2 years, has been shut down because of COVID, and we know Harry and Meghan have only traveled to The Hague and the UK for like a minute, we're like, Telegraph, all over the world part has been shut down because of COVID. So I'm assuming you, just to give you the benefit of a doubt, which I'm sure it's not, because they usually lie about things. I'm going to give you the benefit of a doubt that you're thinking all over the world in the future. But apparently they've been doing this, and so they're going to be filming inside Buckingham Palace, and and again, according to the Geo News, the palace staff are going to be there. They're going to be blocking the dastardly duo from shooting their Netflix documentary. And we've seen all of these, from the Express, Meghan and Harry Netflix camera expected to be blocked by Palisades, and the Daily Mail are like, the Queen's aide is said to be or have already banned Harry and Meghan's camera. Cosmopolitan, why Netflix camera won't be allowed inside Buckingham Palace, Windsor Castle. Apparently a concern for filming, it's just, it goes on and goes on, and then we had this, and actually this was a video. And so they took this from a video, because I actually saw this video of Russell Myers. If you don't know who Russell Myers is one of the most lying royal reporters who writes for the Mirror. He's the royal editor there at the Mirror. And he is one of those liars that he is so good at lying, it just literally rolls off his tongue. And he has kind of a baby face kind of thing, where not baby, but instead of kind of like innocent face, that you wouldn't think he would be this liar. And to hear him lie is like, it blows your mind how the lies just roll off this guy's tongue. It is unreal. So he did this video, and News International had the best headline. So I took their headline, and it says, Queen, Ring of Steel on alert against Prince Harry and Meghan's Netflix stunt. And Daily Mail royal editor Russell Myers says that the 96-year-old monarch has a ring of steel around her in the shape of an advisor that would advise the boss to stay away from the cameras. And other parts of it, it says Meghan and Harry are not invited to stand with the Queen on the balcony during the Platinum Jubilee event. Russell added of the snub, I can see that we can see it as as any different than a major snub. It's hugely embarrassing for the Sussexes. This would never pass. They would never pass up an opportunity to be in the limelight and to be rubbing shoulders with the royal family, no matter how much they argue against it, because they need to be seen as royals. And then he goes on to say, but no doubt they will have Netflix crew in tow following them in the UK. I'm sure the royals are terrified. And it's like, oh my goodness. And it's like they keep making up these things over and over. And it's just like, there is the only thing that has been, reported, the only thing that we know of that the Sussexes have reported, that Netflix has reported, is the documentary Heart of Invictus. That we know. Heart of Invictus, that was filming before the Invictus Game, during the Invictus Game, and I'm assuming they're probably in post now. But to the tabloids, Harry and Meghan are doing this, fly on the wall docuseries, but they are going to need the royal family, and the royal family are allergic to cameras inside their palaces, so they're going to have a ring of steel to block out any cameras, especially the Netflix cameras. And so, and then yesterday we saw this post from the royal family themselves. The royal family Twitter account tweeted this out as we get closer to the Platinum Jubilee celebration weekend. At this morning, and this morning is one of those tabloid morning show in the UK. At this morning, we'll broadcast live from Buckingham Palace today. And I'm looking at this and thinking, are you serious? And there they are inside. Someone on Twitter said it's the Queen's tea room. I don't know Buckingham Palace, so maybe Squatty from the UK can clarify if they know this is the Queen's tea room. But there is the ITV humongous camera inside of the Buckingham Palace, the very Buckingham Palace they claimed was allergic to cameras, and they will have a ring of steel around the palace, around the Queen and the royal family, to make sure that no cameras are there. And then here's the royal family tweeting out that a tabloid show, morning show, is literally going broadcasted. They did it yesterday, broadcast yesterday from inside Buckingham Palace. And I was like, what happened to Russell Myers' Ring of Steel. Whatever happened to that? So I decided to tweet Russell Myers about this. I haven't heard back from him. I was like, hey, RJ Myers, which is his Twitter handle. What happened to the Ring of Steel you claimed that would be around the Queen's the royal family to bar against Netflix camera within the royal household? Did they take it down to allow the ITV cameras to film this morning live from inside Buckingham Palace? And I couldn't help myself. I called him a lying cretin because that's what he is. He is a lying cretin. And it's like, I am just like, I just can't with these people. It's, again, the lies, the absolute lies. And it's so many people just completely and it's kind of, for me at this point, is like people paid to just be lied to, because I know that, I think people pay for, I think you guys in the UK pay for your television or something, television feed, whatever. But it's just like amazing to me. People buy the mirror or, paper or whatever, and they're literally paid to be lied to. And so, I mean, Ring of Steel, and it's like, here's camera right inside Buckingham Palace. And nobody says a word. There was no outrage. The same people who were outraged at the thought of Harry and Meghan bringing cameras into Buckingham Palace or Windsor Castle or wherever, none of these people are outraged that this morning broadcast inside of Buckingham Palace yesterday. No outrage whatsoever. So it is just unreal to me. Pele Prescott, thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate your support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And because I was doing large screen, I think I missed some. Kay Castillo, thank you so much. You guys are amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your help, support, donations. I really appreciate the super stickers. Thank you so much. I just... Joyce says, I'll be happy when the Jubilee is over. Harry and Meghan need to go and what they're going to do and get back to California. I second that motion. I absolutely second that motion. I am so tired of hearing this nonsense about the Jubilee and all that. It's so ridiculous. And again, tired of hearing the nonsense about cameras. And I mean, it's like, even if Harry and Meghan decide they're bringing Netflix cameras into, Frogmore, who could stop them? It's their house, and and even on that point, another thing, that was going on is like, they were talking a lot, Prince Harry and Meghan to welcome cameras into their home to film a docuseries. And then they go further into the lie. There is speculation. It's reported that the show could include tales of the breakdown of the relationship of the pair with the royal family. I mean, again, there has been no information about anything about a docuseries, fly on the wall docuseries filmed in their home. Nothing. And of course, the Daily Mail had to chime in. Keeping up with the Sussexes, Harry and Meghan asked the Netflix camera into their LA mansion to film the Kardashian-style docuseries, so a streaming giant can get its pound of flesh from the $100 million deal, which always seems to fluctuate between 100 and 132 million, depending on what outlet you're reading, amid fears of more truth bombs before the Queen's Jubilee. Again, no information. They just keep building on the lie and building on the lie. And the funny thing with these people, when they write stuff, it's like they write for the 80s, before before the 70s, whatever, before the internet, before people, have Google where they can search any nonsense, because a cursor, just a baby steps into Googling, you can find the original Kardashians. As someone on Twitter says, the royal family were Kardashians before the Kardashians were even born. And it's so true, because we all know about this Fly on the Wall series that was in 1969. Most of us weren't alive in 1969. And I know the Kardashians weren't alive in 1969, at least the younger ones, And yeah, they were doing a Fly on the Wall in June, 1969. On June 21st, 1969, a Fly on the Wall documentary for the royal family was aired on British TV. watched by 37 million people. Then Queen Elizabeth, she ordered basically for it to be taken down. I don't even know if it's still on Netflix. They might have taken it all down, and so that people can't watch it. I mean, talk about the Kardashians. And I think this was the series where she was, basically referred to a man as a gorilla or something like that, and they were, laughing around that table. I mean, these are the original Kardashians. So who are British people to be talking about the Kardashians? At least the Kardashians work for what they do. They actually do stuff. The Kardashians they don't rely on taxpayer money. The Kardashians actually work for their money. So at this point, I will go with the Kardashians before I will go with the royal family, because they make an honest living. The royal family do not, again, these are the same people who, Charles with his cash for access, cash for honors, all of that stuff, the Queen owning most land in all of the UK. I mean, again, all of that while taking taxpayer funds. What that should go to the needy. The Kardashians aren't doing any of that. They literally work for no matter what you think of them, whether you think they're too much into fame and promoting themselves and selfies and what are the other stuff they've done. I hadn't watched their show, but I know who they are and some of what they do. But they do work. The stuff that they have, yes, they started out with, their family had money, but a lot of the stuff they're doing with all the different companies and stuff they're doing, they actually had to put in the work. The royal family do not work for the money that they have. So again, I will go with the Kardashians before I will imitate the Kardashians before I will imitate the royal family. So it's just like, and again, it's like people write these nonsense. It's like you could just go on YouTube or just Google it and see who the original Kardashians are. Maybe the Kardashians saw what the royal family did and imitated the royal family so that they can have their own show. Maybe that's it. That is actually more believable. So, unreal with these people. And yes, Errol says stolen from colonized countries. Yeah, a lot of their money is stolen from, yes, absolutely, stolen from colonized countries, and a lot of their jewels and all of that stuff. Again, the Kardashians work. They don't. So, but moving on, it's like, more royal drama. Oh, shoot, you know what? I forgot my banner. I always forgot my banner. Oh, it says royal hypocrisy. So that I could use my banner. I always forget. I make them and I forget. So I'm sure you guys have seen this because, since the war has been going on in the Ukraine, they are, there is before I even get to that, 25 says, are you going to talk about Meghan currently in Texas? 25, I just learned as I am on the air that Meghan is in Texas, so I don't know the story. I'll have to check it, and next time I can talk about it. But I think it's amazing that she's in Texas there, and so I didn't know until someone mentioned it in the chat. So unfortunately, I don't have any other information than what you have just said and what the other person that just said that she was at the memorial. So in the next time, and I'm sure I will post it on our community page, because again, I didn't know. So, but thank you guys for informing me about it. So I'll put whatever links there are most likely posted in the community page, and then on my next podcast talk about it. But thank you for bringing it up. I really appreciate that. So going back to what I was saying, is especially when the wars, the Russia invading Ukraine, and the war was really, started, and everybody was, supporting Ukraine. A lot of people still do, obviously. And then Harry and Meghan did their whole thing, supporting the Ukraine, and then the royal family, who had said nothing up until after Harry and Meghan did, they came out with their statements, and Kate and William came out with their statements. They even posted a picture, I think, of them and President Zelensky when he had visited the UK. And so the Cambridges posted this, in October 2020, we had the privilege to meet with President Zelensky and the First Lady to learn about their hope and optimism for Ukraine's future. Today we stand with the president and all of Ukraine's people as they bravely fight for the future. And William and Kate, and then it got a lot of write up that they supported them. Some people even credited them with being the first, even though they weren't in the royal family, to support or at least to publicly support Ukraine. People magazine wrote about it. They actually went to one of the Ukrainian centers and to meet with the people there. And then the Ukrainian center raised all this money. They went back and cloud chased it, to really let them know that they are supporting, in town and countries like William and Kate stand with the people of Ukraine. People magazine, all the same thing. When they went for the visit, they had to write up, Kate and William make emotional visit to the Ukrainian Cultural Center in London. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex previously said that they stand with the Ukrainian people amid Russia invasion and in the country. So it's a big thing. Everybody's like, yeah, William and Kate are really there. They're really supportive of Ukraine against Russia's aggression and, the atrocities that they're committing. So William and Kate, they are really there for the Ukrainian people. And also, in terms of Kate, she is the patron of Wimbledon. And one of the things we learned this last week or last couple of weeks, whatever, is that, yes, according to Reuters and others, Wimbledon actually has banned Russian and I think tennis players from Belarus as well from coming to Wimbledon. So Wimbledon banned them. And again, we know that Kate, is the patron of Wimbledon. So, and it's so funny because I saw this when I was looking for so I can have, it's like, yes, Kate is actually, yes, the patron of Wimbledon. I ran into this ESPN code. And if you don't know, ESPN, of course, is America. In 2017, this was a headline about Kate being a patron. It says, Kate Middleton officially starts her new role as patron of Wimbledon. Yes, that's a real thing. And, Americans, I think, I'm showing this are like, what is a patron? Who's and so I just thought it was really funny when they were like, yeah, it's a real thing. In Town and Country, according to Town and Country, Kate became the patron of Wimbledon in 2016. And so again, Wimbledon has banned Russians from Wimbledon this year, so they can't come. So what has Kate has been up to yesterday? We saw this picture of Kate in this very interesting outfit. And so one of the things that you learn is that, the palace refused to say where this outfit came from. Who designed it. They basically said it was designed by something like by a private client or something like that. It was the thing. And then, why I love my squaddies. I'm telling you, squaddies are amazing with receipts and coming up, because one of our squaddies posted about this and I was like, this is so hypocritical. Why would Kensington Palace not want people to know where this dress came from? What they forgot is that Kate wore this dress before in 2019. Kate wore the same dress, and the same dress, according to what Kate wore, I guess they keep an archive collection of what she wore so that they remember. And there's a picture of Kate with the same dress in 2019 during an investiture reception on March 5th. They even have the date, March 5th, 2019. And the nationality of the designer, she is Russian, Yuliana Viktorovna. She is Russian. And you're like, wait a minute. You guys were just at the Ukrainian Center pledging your support. It's on your website. It's on your Twitter. It's on your, your social media feed. You go to their center. You cloud chase after them, raising funds to pledge your undying support to them. And yesterday at their garden party, you're wearing a dress from a Russian designer. The same Russia that you are a patron of Wimbledon, who just banned Russian athletes, and you're wearing and then try to hide who the designer is. I mean, I just don't even understand how you could get away with stuff like this. And again, no one in the no one in the British press has talked about this. And the only place I saw this is because Squatties found it and posted it. And it's just like, and again, for me, who have no clue about fashion, I would have never put put two and two together in this way, because I just don't know. Fashion is not my thing. But it's kind of like, you pledge your undying love and your devotion to the people of Ukraine. You go to their center, you clout chase after them. You're the patron of Wimbledon, and now you're wearing a designer a dress in an event that is most likely going to go worldwide, because there are a lot of press there, and then lied and or at least hide the fact that the designer of this dress, you have a million dresses you could have worn. Why this one at this public an event? And then try to hide the fact that it's Russian. And so I just was like, oh my goodness. If this was Meghan, if Meghan had done this, what would have been the headlines? What would have been the headlines? Kate said, oh, sorry. I just so completely. Kate says, I saw those pictures. Oh, she's talking to somebody. It's like, I saw those pictures. It is just, I just don't even, I don't even understand it. If you want to support Russia, don't be, claiming to support Ukraine and then hiding the fact that you support Russia. If you want to support Russian brands, it is within your right to do it. You can do whatever you want, but don't pretend to be supporting somebody while you're sitting there, in such a public event, be wearing a Russian brand. I just don't even understand it. It is pure hypocrisy, and it's so blatant. Absolutely, it's just unreal for me. And not only that, remember we just talked about Russell Myers, that incredibly lying reporter from the Mirror. Well, here is Russell Myers at that very same event yesterday, that garden party. Here's the Russell Myers at that garden party. Now, there are reporters at that garden party actually working, but Russell Myers wasn't there to work. Russell Myers is there taking his mother to the Queen's garden party. Why is a tabloid reporter not working, taking his mother to this garden? Like, are they part of, as what they usually say the garden parties are? They're supposed to be, and down here it actually says from the royal website, garden party season is here, and the Queen will welcome more than 30,000 people in the grounds of Buckingham Palace and the Palace of Holyrood House this summer. Every year, the Queen hosts 3 parties in the palaces and one in Holyrood House as a way to recognize and reward public service. Usually, the public service means charities and all those people who do great things in their community. Those is what supposedly the people who supposedly go to these events. Russell Myers, again, who we just talked about, is a lying, despicable gossip writer from the Mirror. How did Russell Myers get an invitation to this party that's supposed to be for people, to reward people for public service? The service that Russell Myers have been providing the UK and the world, whomever watches, him on Lorraine or read the Mirror, what he's writing in the Mirror, the only service he provides is lies, misinformation. Is that the public service that the royals are saying that, the Queen is rewarding people for? Because again, Russell Myers isn't there as a reporter. He was invited there to come to the event. And you remember how when Harry and Meghan talked about how the royal family would have these parties where they invite the tabloids and the people, the reporters are like, oh, we never go to these parties. We've never been invited to the palace for any of these parties. We've never even heard about this. Well, here's a perfect example. At least Russell Myers, he took a picture of himself and he was on Lorraine talking about it. Lorraine is another one of those trash tabloid things, morning television things in the UK. Here he is, and then Russell Myers actually literally referred to Kate's dress. He actually was talking about Kate's dress. I saw the video. He was talking about Kate's dress and that it's from an unknown designer or something like that, he said. And it's just like, again, the lies. They all know where it is. They don't want to tell people that it's Russian. Why? Because, hello, the invisible contract. How did Russell Myers get an invite to this event? And as you can see where he's from the Daily Mail editor. This is from his Twitter feed. And it's just like, oh my goodness. It's just, for me, it's it is like a cesspool for me to see the things that these people do and the things they get away with, and nobody says anything. No one says anything. Mary says, Petal, the royal family has the same playbook for centuries. They play both sides. Yeah, they do. Yep, they do. They absolutely do. Mara says, she's talking to Denise, the most visible contract for people outside of Britain. Yeah, we could see it. And, I'm assuming, whatever they do is for royalists who would believe anything that's put in front of them, and they would just look at them as innocent. Again, look at Russell Myers' face. That's the face, the most lying person. And what I talked about, his face has that kind of innocence that you wouldn't think. Lies just roll off his tongue. But if you've ever heard a video or if ever seen a video from Russell Myers, you'll know what I'm talking about. Just assume 99.9% of the things Russell Myers says are lies. Lies, misinformation, twisted in some sort of way. And he does it with a smile and in the most innocent way. It's the most terrifying thing. Absolutely the most terrifying thing to look at. So anyway, Kate says, don't worry, Petal. Twitter dragged Kate about that dress. Thank you, Twitter. And thank you, Kate. But it's just, for me, the hypocrisy is just unbelievable. Sylvia says, Petal, the same as Richard Eden lying that Meghan is making Harry play polo for $1 million. Oh my God. I didn't even see that. I don't really pay attention to Richard Eden, but other than, sometimes he's trolling Scobie. Harry was playing polo for charity way before he met Meghan. Richard Eden said he's playing polo. Meghan is making him play polo for $1 million. If Meghan could do that, kudos to her. I was like, girl, if you got that power, give me some. I wish I could make someone pay, play polo for $1 million for me. I would be like, yeah, go right ahead. Go right ahead. Church Jelly says, attending garden party when people have no food. I'm telling you, the very fact that they're having this platinum jubilee when people have no food, there's so much food insecurity in the UK, especially, not have proper housing and all of that stuff. And they're spending millions on this jubilee it's I don't know how there are not protests going on in the UK. Maybe I don't know. I really just don't know. I just don't know why they're on protest. Karen M just says, it's being reported that Meghan Markle visited the Uvalde to donate food at a blood drive and pay tribute to the shooting victims. That is awesome. Thank you so much for the update. Again, when I am done, because I really want to go see. I really want to go read about that. Yeah. So it just, Lynn says, Kate wearing a dress by a Russian designer. Kate right brain is in her left brain, and her left brain has nothing right. Poor Kate. I am beginning to believe there's just no brain there. There's literally no brain there. Sherry Ware. Never forget Angela Levy is a liar. Richard Palmer is a liar. Sherry, yep. So, it's unreal to me. Let's see. And then Omid wrote this article. Many of you, if you're on Twitter, you might have seen him post on it. Talk about fashion. Kate's fashion. You guys remember all these royal protocols with Meghan at the British Award when she was pregnant, and there were this, she's wearing this one shoulder dress or one off shoulder. I don't know how they say it. Again, me and fashion. Holding her bump at the British Fashion Awards, and she's wearing black nail polish. And there was, I don't think anybody could forget the absolute despicable behavior by the British press, how they went after Meghan for this outfit, only for a few weeks later for Kate to walk out with the white version. And nobody said a word, and how beautiful she looked. And who could forget, Michelle Obama, putting her arms around the Queen. And, for years, people were attacking Michelle Obama like, nobody touch your Queen because it's against protocol. The same with Meghan. It's against protocol to wear the black dress. It's against protocol to wear the nail polish and all of that stuff. And here's, Scum. I mean, Squatties, we knew this, but, it's actually also kind of cool to see it in print. Scobie writing about it says the truth about royal protocol and why it's a load of nonsense. Omid was talking to a Kensington Palace aide specifically about the time when Kate had a dress. She was meeting with, I guess, at least she was in front of some soldiers, and her dress blew up, and people had a big deal about that. That is against protocol. That protocol means she should wear weight in the hems of her clothes so it doesn't blow up, and protocol this and protocol that, which usually protocol is only applied to women, Black women, and women who have married into the family. Somehow protocol applies to no one else in the royal family. But Omi went and asked them about that, about this so-called dress protocol. Omid, the Kensington Palace aide, said the Kensington Palace aide, rolling his eyes after I've asked about the story. If I had a British pound for every time someone falsely claimed there was a protocol breach, I would be a very rich man. Turns out there's virtually no protocol when it comes to clothing. Only common sense, the then spokesman said. Still, the protocol subgenre of the royal news has gone on to become an easy tool to whip up controversy or negativity. Who can forget Michelle Obama's supposed violation in 2019 when copying media outlets called her out for ignoring strict rules after embracing the Queen during a state visit? The story of her faux pas has hung over the First Lady for decades until the monarch's dresser finally revealed that no rules were broken. In reality, it was a natural instinct for the Queen to show affection and respect for another great woman. And really, there is no protocol that must be adhered to, Angela Kelly wrote in her memoir. And that is the Queen's dresser who wrote that book about the Queen. And for me, this whole protocol thing is the royal family fault. The royal family could clear this up in a second. The moment a press say any nonsense about protocol, the royal family could clear that up in a second. They choose not to. They choose to allow people, especially Black women, to be attacked, brutalized by the press over non-existent protocol. They choose to do it. And so for me, I could say, well, the press is on and on about protocol. No, the royal family has allowed this to happen. They have allowed, it's like a tool that they have given to the press to brutalize Black women in their family. And people, in the case of Michelle Obama, I mean, the nonsense they would write about this protocol. And all the royal family had to do was say there is no protocol for this. That's all they had to do. Or at least, if they say it, be louder, make sure all the outlets have that information. Speak up. They choose not to, and so it's just, and again, we know this, but, I guess unless someone profits from that information, as in the case of, say, Angela Kelly, because, you have to buy her book to know that there was no protocol in there, especially in the case of Meghan. How many articles have gone around the world written about, this, about Meghan simply wearing a black dress when they're evidence of the same thing, Princess Diana in the same outfits, Meghan breaking protocol by putting her hands in her pockets. Meanwhile, the Queen is on the cover of Angela Kelly's book with hands in her pockets. And it's just like, again, so it's just really, I just, that's the royal family. They allow this protocol nonsense to go on. And so hopefully now that this, I don't know if anybody is reading this that didn't know before. There is no, especially dress code, there is no protocol. That is a British press thing to basically tell people, it's kind of like that way of telling people that you don't measure up. So every time you broke a protocol or broke a rule, you don't measure up. You're not worthy of being a royal. And so it's just that kind of nonsense that just really, really, I don't know, it gets my goat. So it's just yes. I was originally not gonna even be talking about this one, but it's just like, it's quickly, as quick as I can get through this. We all heard the nonsense about Thomas Markle and his nonsense about, having a stroke, which is basically a lie. I mean, it's something he hacked up with Dan Wooten. Who is surprised that, Thomas Markle is not going to the, no one is, with Dan Wooten, when he originally had that video, he did that broadcast that Thomas Markle was coming. It hadn't gotten the kind of hit that he hoped. So, of course this was going to happen. And the thing about this whole thing is, only people that are stupid wouldn't see this coming. I mean, why would you repeat the same thing you did in 2018 and expect people to believe? It's nonsense. But even more important than that nonsense about Thomas Markle and his supposed stroke. I mean, again, back to this picture. Any person who has any kind of a brain looking at this picture, does this look like a man who's having a stroke or who has had a massive stroke? I mean, what the thing we know about a stroke is causes paralysis. Look at his arms. Look at his head. No help. It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen in the world. Why anybody would want to believe this nonsense? I just and I'm so happy that American press has just completely ignored it, because it's stupidity. I mean, look at this picture. It's utter stupidity. But I think even more important, one of the things that Thomas Markle is running away from is this court case. On the 19th of March, Thomas Markle was supposed to be in court because he was supposedly suing Coleman Rayner, those original photos that he took, that they set up. He claimed that he didn't get the amount of money that they promised them. So he supposedly took them to court. So Thomas Markle on the 19th of May was supposed to be in Superior Court in Venice, California. As you can see on the bottom in the highlight, it says, on that morning, the court staff received a phone call from plaintiff Thomas Markle's son prior to the hearing, stating plaintiff has suffered a medical emergency. And it's like, wait a minute. Did he suffer? And if he suffered a medical emergency on the 19th, how did he then suffer a medical emergency on the 23rd in Tijuana? On the 19th, he was supposed to be in LA. So if he was in LA and it was supposed to go to court and had a medical emergency in LA on the 19th, and how did he end up back in Tijuana for someone having a severe medical emergency? How did he end up back in Tijuana to have another medical emergency, then to be driven by ambulance back to San Diego? And it's just like so for me, it's like this part is the more important part, because I think Thomas Markle, the thing about suing somebody, there's something called disclosure, and Thomas Markle would have to prove. I'm sure he would have to prove in this case that he actually had a heart attack. And Thomas Markle, we know that whole thing was fake. Thomas Markle can't prove any of that, and so I believe Thomas Markle bailed on his court. And I think this whole thing, apart from, not going to the UK because of, whatever, Thomas Markle totally bailed on this. Because I don't believe Thomas Markle was one in California to go to this event, to go to this court, And so it's just the most ridiculous thing. And it's just like, and the whole thing with this whole thing is, the British press have it in their head that they can control Harry and Meghan, and they will use whatever, no matter how stupid, because you actually have to be a world-class idiot to pull this. And I always say I'm so grateful Dan Wooten is an idiot, because you'll see this nonsense all the time. Is only an idiot will try to pull this off. The same thing you did in 2018. You're going to try the same thing this time with a stroke, and then have a picture of you looking like nothing like a stroke. And I mean, you have to be really stupid. And that is the thing. A lot of reporters in the British press have zero common sense. There are no brain cells there at all. And so it's just is one of those things where it's like, and the thing that got me with this is that this is allowed to happen on television broadcast to the whole country. And I mean, again, I don't know how many people watch GB, which is where Dan Wooten is, or, but I do know that the Daily Mail is one of their biggest paper. And the fact that they could just get away with this, blatantly lying, blatantly making up story, like Harry said, they create stories and then they report on those lies that they created and broadcast that as facts, which is exactly that they did with this. They created this whole story. They lied, created this whole story, then brought, and then report on this lie and report it as fact. And then you try to use this lie in an effort, what they think, to manipulate Meghan into going to see him so that they can get more stories. I mean, it's kind of like they really do believe people are stupid. They really do believe that. It's just like, I've never been to the UK and I don't know, but I would think the majority of the UK would look at and see the stupidity of this. I mean, at least I would hope, Thomas Markle, it's just like, Miss B says he was never coming to the UK. He did not attend his daughter's wedding. Why would he come to the Queen? Yeah, that's what a normal person would think too. It's just like, yeah. But what I'm thinking is, I am, and I don't know if this is possible, but I hope he gets sued for claiming that, he's sick, or because the fact is, you're in a hospital and you're claiming something that is not, you're taking away service from somebody who's actually ill. You're taking up, if he's actually in the hospital, which I seriously doubt that he ever even went to a hospital. But if he went to a hospital faking symptoms, that is taking away hospital bed from somebody who needs it. And for me, I don't know if there is a law against it. I don't know what the laws are against that. But something needs to happen where somebody gets, some kind of thing needs to happen where this has to be illegal in some way, and it just like, not only that, it's like, the fact that they had an ambulance, that ambulance could have gone to someone else who actually needed help. And so I don't know what the laws are in these cases, but there has got to be something where they get penalized in some way for this behavior. This should not go unpunished, because this for me is despicable. Again, when you're taking up hospital beds or taking up an ambulance that could actually go to others who may need help at that time, for me, that should be criminal. That should totally be criminal. So that's my take on that. That's all I want to talk about. I'm just moving on from Thomas Markle and his nonsense. And I'm glad, because I guess they expected Harry and Meghan to say something. And I'm glad Harry and Meghan is not completely ignored it, as it should, because this is stupid. So anyway, and besides, and I was thinking about it. It's like, if, in terms of what Thomas Markle has been doing, I mean, if I've spent the last 6 years of my life trying to destroy my daughter, and Sunday you see her and she end up like looking like this, I guess I would fake a heart attack too, because look at her. Look at somebody that he has actively been trying to destroy and seeing that he can't do it. And that saying that, it's like, the best revenge is living your best life. Then there you go. So anyways, moving on from all that mess, something positive, finally, something positive away from all of that. Invictus, and I'm sure you must have heard about this before. Invictus, I'm telling you, Canada is amazing. their Invictus 2025 with the hybrid games, they have already gone. They're already on it. They have started on it. They have, they did their big big official announcement of it, where they brought together some of the athletes, they brought together some of the military, the prime minister was there, the defense minister was there, the veterans minister was there, and I just thought it was so amazing. They did this whole live event, and I saw some of it. I didn't realize it was going on, and so I got some of it later on, and it was just amazing. And I'm going to tell you the thing about that I love, and I'm going to go through a little bit about what happened there. If just in case you didn't know, I'm sure maybe Baron or Anne may have talked about this before. But the thing that I love about this is not one person mentioned Prince Harry. And I'm gonna explain what I mean by that. Now, of course, this is Harry's. Harry is started Invictus, and he's the patron of Invictus. But I'm going to tell you the reason why I love that this wasn't about Harry at all is because each and every one of those people owned the Invictus. It's like Harry gave them his vision, and they have all taken ownership of it. And it was the most amazing thing. It was their Invictus. And you couldn't tell them differently. It was their games, and they just embraced it as theirs. And it wasn't about, it's about Prince Harry, and Prince Harry's going to be there and trying to sell the games because of Prince Harry. It was their games. It was their veterans. It was their passion. It was their healing. And it was just the most wonderful thing that I was just like, that's what you want. If you're a boss, or if you're a creative, you have a play or a film or whatever, you want to give that your vision to your staff or your crew or whomever. The most amazing thing is to watch that team of people embrace your vision and run with it and embrace it as it's theirs. That's how you know that this game is gonna go long past Prince Harry. Whether he stays with it forever or whatever, this game has legs way beyond Prince Harry. And I just thought that was the most amazing thing. That is the most amazing gift that you can give someone. And I just was like, you go. That is, if I'm Prince Harry watching this, I would be like, they got it. They got it. They got the vision, and that was the thing that I was just so impressed with all of this, the British government news is like, joint Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, Premier John Horan, who is the Premier, I guess, of Vancouver, along with Emma Macaulay and Melanie Jack, veterans and members of the True Patriot Love, which is the Indigenous community, for the announcement about 2025 Invictus Games. And the Patriot Love Foundation, awesome. They were all there as well. A big thank you to the government of Canada and British Columbia, who today have announced that they are committing $15 million each in support of the Invictus Games Vancouver Whistler 2025, along with follow along by, again, that was a live stream, but I just thought that was amazing. $30 million to the Invictus Games. And some on Twitter have been posting, there was a video of Robert Jobson talking about he doesn't know if the games is going to last, since that Harry is no longer a working member of the royal family, if the games is going to go any much longer, and all of that stuff. And again, this is why them embracing this vision is so important. Because no matter what happens with Prince Harry, whatever his decisions he makes in his life, the Invictus game and the Invictus Foundation and all of that is much bigger than one person. And so I just love that they embrace this, because look at the government. It had nothing to do with the Invictus Foundation giving money to the Patriot Love to make sure the games. The government of Canada doing the private Vancouver, $30 million. And I just think that was so fantastic, and then Squamish Nation spokesman, I don't know how to say his name, attended the Invictus announcement at Rogers Arena. Rogers Arena actually is also going to be where the closing ceremony is going to be, in partnership with other host nations. We are committed to working with all levels of government to organize the February 2025 games. And, this Destination Vancouver also talks about, the $30 million that's pledged. One of the things that and actually, this is the Canadian Minister of Veterans Defense. He also spoke about it. I mean, I love how represented that these people are, and they are all so fired up about these games. One of the things that really stuck out to me was this one, an island social trends. It says being involved in the Invictus Games is for many war veterans an activity that saves lives and marriages. Inquiries with Invictus participants have revealed that 1 in 10 vets would have taken their own lives if not for Invictus. And that part, and I remember during the Invictus Games, Prince Harry talked about this in his final speech, the closing speech at the closing ceremony, that 1 in 10 would have taken their lives. And I think it was last week I saw in the paper where a vet took his life. I think he killed his ex-wife and he killed himself. And this is, if you're around vets, this is a normal, not normal kill, suicide, not suicide is normal, but it has become where it's like daily you hear a vet has committed suicide. And that is why these games are so important. And that is why the government are embracing these games as they are, which they should. And I just think it's like, it's saving lives, really. And I mean, the fact that they have made this investment in Invictus, it's absolutely amazing. So I just really I'm blown away. So, and finally, here's Justin Trudeau talking about it as well. He was part of the roundtable talking about it. And finally, this is our Colombian team, our first time a Colombian team. They are training for Invictus. It is so exciting to see them train. They are getting their thing on. And of course, I did the translation. Resilience, strength, and discipline are characteristics of the men and women at Fieres Milco and of Political Colombia, who makes history in the community of the Invictus. We are Invictus. So here, the Colombian team, they are training for Invictus. I'm looking forward to seeing the Nigerian team. So I just think it's absolutely amazing to, that they are there, that they are, doing their thing. And so, but yeah, you go Invictus. So, but let's see. Marissa's, thank you, Marissa. Wonderful reporting, Petal. I love how you're covering the Invictus everything. I can't let go. It's so inspiring to see these men and women, because again, if it wasn't for Invictus, many wouldn't be here. And for me, it's about saving lives, so it's definitely about saving lives. Sylvia says, Lydia, I am in tears seeing the Duchess Meghan at Texas side paying respects. Meghan is exactly who she is, a compassionate, kind, loving. Meghan is a mother now, and she has had a miscarriage. Yes. And she has a school-age child. She has a school-age child, and that must rip your heart as a parent, knowing your child is in school and someone could come into a school and do that. So yeah, I'm sure it ticks many boxes there why Meghan is so passionate about this. So, and I, again, after this, I log on to Twitter and see what's up with that. Yeah. Let's see who else is chatting, what you're saying. Oh boy, we need prayers. Wow, this is rough. One of the teacher's husband that was murdered just died of a heart attack. Oh boy. Yeah, this is unreal. I'm telling you, I don't care what President Biden, I know yesterday he was saying like, we got to do something. Something must be done. And I'm like, yeah, do something. I don't care. Pass an executive order. I don't care what you got to do. You got to do something. And, I'm sorry. Many of you might be on here that are, there for guns and, you're gun advocate, whatever. I'm sorry. I'm not. I'm not. And I can't, when I see, again, we just had that in New York. 10 people just died. Someone, traveled all this way and come to a Black community and killing all these people in a supermarket. And then one just going in and killing all these children and teachers. And now we have this where someone just died of a heart attack because their wife died. I mean, I don't care what needs to be done. I'm of the point where it's like, Second Amendment, go. Get rid of it. I'm sorry. I have no patience. I have no tolerance. I have zero, I can't, I cannot really watch more people die and be like, oh yeah, we have to uphold this. No, it's time for it to go. And if Joe Biden needs to, if that's possible, if he could do an executive order, it might not be because of how our system of government is set up. It might not be possible. But if there's any possibility at all, I say go for it. Because we cannot have people that we can't have this. This is ridiculous. Nowhere else in the world is this happening. Nowhere else in the world. There is a chart that's going around on Twitter, and I didn't know we were talking about this, so I didn't even think to bring it in. But where there's been in the last year or whatever, 280 something shootings in the U.S. and the rest of the world, the shootings are in single digits. That is unacceptable to me. That is absolutely unacceptable. And if there is a way that Joe Biden can do an executive order and get all of these guns off the street, I don't care what they have to do to get it, take it away. Because we just can't have this. This is, what kind of a society is this if we're allowing this? I feel afraid to walk out on the street. Yesterday I was on the train. I came back from shooting my the video, and I took a train from uptown to get home. And I was just like looking at everyone in the train, thinking like, okay, could this person have a gun? Could that person have a gun? I don't want to have to live like that. Nobody should have to live like that, because it happened in New York. Someone with a gun on a train shooting people. No one should have to live like that. And so I don't honestly care. If they have to get rid of the Second Amendment, then get rid of it and get rid of guns on the street. I have no sympathy. I have no, sorry, if you're a gun advocate, I'm sorry. We're on opposite teams here. So that's my take on that. Oh gosh. Jessica says there's a high school in California today on lockdown because a student was brought a gun to school today. That is today. Yeah, again, this will not end. Because this thing, it sort of triggers and triggers and triggers. So it just, and people see that, and people who have gripes about something would be inspired by that, because why? It's all over the news and all of that stuff. So you will see copycat things like this all the time. We can't lose our children to guns. We simply can't. The NRA needs to go. If Texas, whatever they need to do to vote out, that whether it's Ted Cruz or and that crazy governor they have and all of that stuff. I know. Yeah, Kim was talking about Beto O'Rourke interrupting Greg Abbott. Beto O'Rourke did the best thing yesterday. He got in Greg Abbott's face and called out his hypocrisy for doing nothing but taking the NRA money. Yes, him. Think about also in the Senate, you have Mitt Romney. You have, what's his name? Senate Majority Leader, Republicans. I can't even think of his name at the second. They're all taking money from the NRA and are protecting the NRA. I am like, dude, whatever executive order you need to do it now. I have no patience. I think America has lost patience with this. Every time, if you're on Twitter, you will always see something about that school where all those children in Connecticut was killed by gunfire, a few years ago. There's always there trying to remind people, and they still have not passed the law that's been sitting on Mitch McConnell's desk, and they have not passed that law. So yeah, thank you, K-Night, Mitch McConnell. Thank you. So yeah. Brenda said, yes, Church Nelly. No other country have this problem. Here in Denmark, we wonder why in the USA. Yeah, because in the USA, that freedom, that Second Amendment, where people can, the right to bear arms. And so people do, you know, it's just, it's crazy. You see people, there was a photograph of this woman and someone literally behind her. She was at Walmart with a gun strapped to her back. And that in some states they are free to open carry. They can carry gun openly. And so it's craziness. It's got to stop. Yeah. Let's see what else. Gwendolyn says, Biden's hands are tied because of the Republicans. You know what? The Republicans have found ways to get around things. They've found ways to do, and they're not afraid, and I know, look, we do need to follow the law. We do, there is a way, and for good reason, the balance of power there is there so that somebody, doesn't become a Trump where, if this was, say, something that, Trump wanted, he would have found a way, but you don't want to do that because then what else in the Constitution are you going to strip away? I understand that. But if there is a way that can be done legally, then yes, absolutely. I say President Biden, go for it. Yeah. So it is just, oh God, it is just, no other country have this problem. No, it's like, and I don't understand why. It's like you have a nation of people walking around in fear of the other part carrying these things that is like, hi. Jessica's like, we need an executive order. Congress wouldn't. No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't do anything. And so, again, if there's a way for the, for an executive order, then I say yes. Get rid of it. Hidden Beauty. Hi, Hidden Beauty. She says, I think William, changing subject completely. I think William secretly supports Russia. I saw a picture of him meeting with a Russian oligarch, and I am not surprised that Kate wore a dress from a Russian designer. I mean, the royal family are very much mixed up in Russian, with Russia. I mean, what is it? The prince, what is it, the Duke of Kent or Prince of whatever, I always forget who they are, the Prince of Kent or whatever. He's the one that was trying to sell access to Vladimir Putin. They have relatives in Russia. They have links to Russia. He used to call himself, I think, the Queen's ambassador to Russia or something like that. She used to refer to him as. Yeah, they are very much all up. And yes, there is a picture. There is I think is Lebedev or whatever it's called. He is a Russian oligarch in the UK. Yes, and I think that was the one that there are pictures of William with, again, I don't know what the situation is. I don't remember what the situation is, but there are pictures of them. So before all this with them invading Ukraine, Russia, there are all these oligarchs in the UK. I know that right now they have frozen a lot of their assets, or so-called frozen a lot of their assets. Who knows how true it is? But and yeah, so, but yeah, the royal family, and I mean, the royal family and Russians, the royal family with all those Mideast kingdoms who are just, talk about human rights violations, including some of them that were at that horse show thing that the Queen just had. Yeah, she had some of those same Middle East, terrors. You wonder, like, from these Middle East kingdoms that have all these human rights violations, and there they were sitting with the Queen at that horse show thing she had, like, what is a week or two ago, and nobody said a word. So many human rights violations, and there is, the lovely Queen Elizabeth, according to the UK, who can do no wrong, little, sweet little lamb, and there she is with all of these people, and no one in the British press said a word. So yeah, not surprised. Let's see a couple more. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize I was talking for this long. I am so sorry. Lynn says, goodness. Sorry, my phone just went off. Sorry about that. Listen. Oh, she's talking to Ken. A panic attack of what? Lack of Kentucky. I'm Kentucky Fried Chicken. I'm assuming she's talking about Ken. Thomas Markle and his nonsense. Yes, there were many memes on there. Marjol says, okay, this is go off. I am so sorry, guys. My phone is just going crazy. Marjol says Thomas Markle should check himself into weight loss farm where he can shed some of the pounds and free both his body and mind of all the negativity that he keeps spewing at his daughter for a fistful of dollars. I could not have said that better. I simply could not have said it better. It is amazing that Thomas Markle is, he needs help. He needs to seriously get help with his weight. And I'm amazed that, somebody has not said that to him, that he needs to get some help with his weight, because heaven knows, right now he's faking stroke, but you know what? If he doesn't take care of that, that might just be his fate, so hope he takes, again, you don't wish harm on anyone, but hopefully he'll see the light and go take care of himself instead of doing nonsense to try to make money. So yeah. Let's see. Hidden Beauty says, I think Thomas Markle's heart attack was used to deflect from some more sinister goings on at the palace. That could definitely be it too. I mean, when is something not, when is something not something sinister going on in the palace? Is always happening. So yeah, who knows, and but I think, the thing that really made me laugh is that the British press have all been going on about, something distracting from the Queen. Harry and Meghan are going to, be a distraction and distract from the Queen. Yet the very same press is the one that is bringing a distraction of Thomas Markle to the UK. I mean, what do you think was going to happen when he gets there? And you're going after Meghan and talking about she's going to be a distraction to the Queen. When you bring a major distraction of that, and I think that's probably what happened. They had to try to figure out a way to not bring him there, so and not look stupid. So it's like, oh well, let's come up with a stroke. I mean, why would people? I don't understand people try to call this stuff on themselves. I mean, a stroke is not something to play with. Why you would want to say that? Again, no brain cells here. So, let's see who else. We take a couple more before we're done, because I know it's like almost 2 hours and I didn't realize I was talking that long. Cookies and Cream says, I have so much respect for Beto O'Rourke. Yes, because I hope Beto O'Rourke is the next governor, because I hope the people of Texas, in spite of what they think, that they will that they will vote for him and get rid of Greg Abbott. Like, you've got to see, this man is, again, I don't understand. When it comes to Florida and Texas, I simply don't understand. I don't understand their thinking. It's to the point where I'm like, oh, can the rest of America secede from Texas and Florida? I'm sorry. I know there are squatties from Texas and Florida who are fantastic, but the government and those in charge, the leaders of Florida and Texas, I'm just like, I can't. So, yeah. Let's see who else I can see. Who else here? Denise. Hi, Denise. Denise says, Thomas Markle fighting for that money. He thinks Meghan owes him. Will try any fakery that will help him get it. Denise, that is also true. It's so weird. I like narcissistic people always confuse me. Because the entitlement that goes with that, because it's kind of like you look at what he does and his other daughter and all the abuse that they have thrown at Meghan, and yet they could pull the stunt and expect Meghan to jump and run and comfort him, and also pay for his bills, because apparently that was something that the other sister said, that they're upset that he has to pay for all his medical bills for his fake illness, and basically basically inferring that Meghan, because she's wealthy, should have to pay for him. And so the mind of narcissistic people always is puzzling to me, because I don't understand how the thinking. I don't understand. Like, are you serious? And they really believe these things. They really believe they're entitled to these things. And they firmly, and they believe it so much that they put it out there so other people could see that, yes, this is what I believe. And I'm like, y'all are a different breed of people. I don't relate to. It's unbelievable to me. But, yes. It's unreal. Verda says they can't let anyone on campus if they... Oh, I think she's talking to Verda. I'm so sorry. I will exit your conversation, April May. Sorry about that. Let's see. What else? Why can't Dan Wooten pay Thomas Markle's bills? He put him there. Lottie, I thought the same thing. I completely agree that why go after, say, Meghan? Dan Wooten is the one to do it. Let Dan Wooten pay. I think maybe, I don't want to give, Dan Wooten any kind of attention, but I wouldn't feel upset if I saw it. Well, not upset. I'm not going to feel upset at all. Actually, I'll be very happy if some crazy person would start some kind of a campaign for Dan Wooten to be paying Thomas Markle's bills, because that is who needs to pay it. If there are any doctor bills for that fake, faking symptoms, and that needs to be Dan Wooten and Thomas Markle. Absolutely. Rohini, hi Rohini. Rohini said Thomas and Samantha might be the uglier versions of Amber Heard. Oh, I guess Amber Heard is having her court case now with Johnny Depp, and that's not going very well for her, because I guess a lot of stuff that she lied about and stuff that coming out about her, instead of because she had said that Johnny Depp abused her, it's coming out that she actually was the abusive one. And who knows, maybe there was also abuse on his part. I don't know. I obviously wasn't there. But it's what is coming out in court is not what she claimed. It's coming out that she is actually been a very abusive person and told a lot of lies, including in court. And so in the UK court, in terms of, that she's paid apparently she was supposed to donate $7 million that she got from Johnny Depp, and she's only donated a few $100,000. And so those organizations were also in court testifying about that as well. So it's I could see that it's that and a lot of people saying that Amber do have a narcissistic personality. It's the same pattern. It is the same pattern, because again, you do all these things and feel entitled that someone should actually pay you because you abuse them. It's unreal to me. KH Knight, hi H Knight, says TMZ and I don't use that word. I would just say I didn't see that before I clicked on it, but it says TMZ and that reporter should be paying for the fake stroke. Yes, H Knight, I agree with you. Absolutely. I agree with you. That they should be the ones paying for it. Again, and it's always funny that the cameras, the TMZ camera or whomever shot it and gave it to TMZ, the cameras are always there to take the pictures. It's always so amazing. So yes. Emerald says Medicare will pay his bills. And you see, okay, I don't know how, again, I don't know the Medicaid, the insurance laws, but I would hope that Medicare has someone investigate Thomas Markle and investigate these claims and make sure, and again, whatever he is, you don't want anyone to have a stroke. You don't want anyone to have a heart attack. But if I suspect that this is fake, which obviously looks like, look at the picture, that is not someone who is a stroke, or even mild stroke, and they should, I would hope that that the insurance company are going to investigate this. And if he has been found, which I think he will be found to be lying, then something happens to him. Either he had to pay back or go to jail or something. But there's got to should be some kind of consequences for this kind of behavior. This should not go unpunished at all. Because again, that's taking advantage of Medicare when some other person who probably actually need this should be, this money, to be able to take care of them. He's doing this to pull off a fraud. And so it's unreal that people are allowed to do this. Unreal. And Rhonda says, Abbott never takes responsibility for anything. And I'm sure we're talking about Greg Abbott. Yeah, no, that's white supremacists. No, they will never apologize. They will never take responsibility for anything. That's the one thing about white supremacists. They will never do that. Yeah, it's always somebody else's fault. Always somebody else's fault for it. So yeah, they will never take responsibility for that at all. Karen says, this is why I went to the games and oh, Karen, you were at the games. Yeah. Karen, you should tell us your story about your experience. Oh, you went, you embraced it in 2017. You should tell us your story about your experience in The Hague. I would love to hear it. No pressure at all, but we'd love to hear your experience. But Karen says, this is why I went to the games in The Hague and the reason why I embraced Invictus Games since 2017. I did say in the podcast, it was not about Prince Harry and us. It's about the families. You did a podcast about it. Oh, okay. There you go. I didn't hear that one. So, okay, you already said it. So you have to, if you can, in the comments, in the regular comments, let me know a link to find where you talked about this, because I want to hear it. I want to hear your experience. And that's so awesome that you went. And I am officially jealous of you that you get to go, that you got to go. So yeah. Nutty Doctor. Hi, Nutty Doctor. How are you today? Nutty Doctor says that British reporter in Santa Barbara is a stalker. Yes, I believe he is. He absolutely is. And not only that, he did a report in I guess, I don't know, someone posted like a screenshot of it. I don't remember if it was the Daily Mail or the Sun, where he did a report, and whatever he said in that time, he stole it from another paper in Santa Barbara. And so it was just like almost word for word, he stole that article. And so, yeah, I do believe he's a reporter, because he keeps going around and asking people about Harry and Meghan, store owners and all of that stuff. And he is the one that said that Harry and Meghan have no friends. And then, of course, the British tabloids picked it up, and then there's all this thing that Meghan and Harry have no friends in Santa Barbara. That was right after Harry had talked about Santa Barbara being his home when he did that interview with Oprah. Not Oprah. Hoda. Oprah Hoda. So yeah. Jessica said, oh, pedal girl, I'm enjoying this. Time flies. Like, it does. I didn't realize we're over 2 hours. Okay, last two. I know you guys have lives. You got things to do, places to go, people to see. I totally know you have lives. So last one, and then we'll hang out again, hopefully tomorrow. That'll be absolutely fun if we do this again tomorrow. Let's see. Oh, I think I got that one already. Sorry. I think I got that one already. Let's see. Are you serious? I didn't know this. I did not know this. Texas governor made it lawful to buy a gun at 18 instead of 21. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I did not know this. Wow. Yeah. Hi. Duchess of Success. Oh, Anne is here. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. I'm having a fantastic day. I hope you are having one as well. Oh, it's such an honor to have Anne on here. Thank you so much, you guys. I love you. Thank you so much for your support and your donation, Anne. I really, really appreciate it. Oh, that makes me feel so special. Lydia, thank you so much. She's like, I love you, you guys. it doesn't matter what day I'm having. Whenever I do a live, or even if a premiere or whatever, it's like I come on here and you guys, I cannot tell you, it's such an amazing community. It just, I mean, I hope you guys are encouraged. I know we're talking about deep stuff and sometimes not pleasant stuff. Obviously the shooting and stuff not pleasant to hear, but I feel like it's such a sense of community and love, and people can freely say and talk about things, and I appreciate you guys so much. So thank you so much. Yeah, so again, I thank you guys for hanging out with me for a couple hours. And I'm so glad Baron is back. So we'll all be hanging out with Baron. And I know Anne is probably coming up. And Anne, we're going to hang out with you as well. But I love you guys. And again, if you let me put my little banner back on so I could say this. Here we go. I almost forgot it. Guys, if you haven't subscribed, if you on here, you like our content, please subscribe, give us a like if you haven't liked us before, even if you didn't. No, but if you enjoy the content, give us a like, and please share it. We're trying to build a bigger platform and get more people into our community so we can love more people. Help us share it with your friends and family, and hopefully they'll be able to join us as well. And thank you so much for all of you who have supported us in so many ways. Some of it by joining our 2 Cents Crew, where you support us monthly, and or by buying our merchandise. We do have merchandise. We do have a background which I'm not using today. I'll get another one from my dad, but I didn't use his today. But all of those ways you can help us, that is so appreciated. We do have PayPal and Cash App as well. So none of this, you're not obligated to help us in any way, but if you'd like to, and we appreciate it, help us to do more stuff with the channel, that would be so awesome. So thank you guys again. Really lots of prayers for all the stuff that's going on. We all need prayers and love and support, especially at times like this. So I will be praying for all of you. I would appreciate your prayers as well because it's a scary time. And I love you guys. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me. Thank you so much. Church Nelly and Lydia are amazing moderators who come and hang out and just do an amazing job. I couldn't do this without you guys. But thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I will, I guess I will see everybody next time. Hopefully I get my act together, and that next time is tomorrow. So yeah, that would be amazing. So thank you guys, and have a great evening. I love you. Bye.